Yo, hello guys, welcome to the Hangout podcast kama kawaida, and this is another weekly updates ama unaweza ita the recap, though the recap what tunafanyanga na capsizer. So we are doing a weekly updates because unfortunately this is another week bado tujapata guest wote wenye walisema wata show up, they didn't show up, so we are still hopeful watakam. So before tugoje wakam, kazi lazima isonge kama kawaida. So there's a lot of things I'd like to bring you up to speed zime happen this week, and one of the thing ni issue ya nini, there's that issue of that Somali lady yenye aliuliwa na watoto wake, wasichana wake I think wawili, and that issue has been trending. Imeleta a lot of issues especially amongst the Somali community. They even had to demonstrate kuna vile Waswahili walifunga mabiashara waka demonstrate your story. Apparently these three ladies were abducted and then wakaenda wakauliwa. So the investigation is still going on, but it has brought a new angle to it, that aspect of the Somalis and the Christians kwa sababu there's a lot of throwing words here and there amongst the two people. Wanasema this could have been done only by the other side, and the other side are saying no, you need to investigate first. And apparently there's a Somali guy who has been arrested in connection to the abduction and the murder of this thing. So the investigation is still going on, and the guy had the family of the guy had wanted, because I think it's the guy who picked them. I don't know if it was a taxi or what, and then that happened. That incident happened, and it led a lot of things. But we just hope that the truth will be found. I think on my opinion on the issue of this issue of Somalis against Muslims, Christians, it's very unnecessary. For me, I always find it very unnecessary because you are entitled to your religion. Whatever you believe in, you are entitled to it. There's no religion that is superior to another. Let's not lie to ourselves. The fact that maybe Christians are many than Muslims doesn't mean that Christianity is the right religion, or Islam is the right religion, or Hinduism is the right religion. As I always say, and I say it here, I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual person, because the moment after so many years of trying to do some self-discovery, I come to realize that religion is just a way of caging people. It has been used as a tool of making sure that watu wako caged. Unaona? Watu wako caged, like wako in a certain way. Like the religion has been used to divide people. And for me, I don't conform to that. And I saw even a clip of Lilian Ngugi saying that right now she's not a religion person. She's not religious, she's spiritual. And I think that comes with, after so many years of reading, of doing some research, of doing some soul searching, and getting or seeing how things are going, we always get to that point. Most people get to that point, and I think for me I got it to that point a long time ago. I even don't go to church. I don't go to church, and I have reasons why I don't go to church. Because for me, I see church as business. But do I pray? Yes. Do I connect with God every day? But not from a church point, not from a Christian point of view. I just connect to God, I pray, and for me that's it. So I think that war is very unnecessary. The better part of last week, schools were closing because KCSE is about to start, and national exams are about to start. But the better part of last week in Kabel was the week of graduation. We saw a lot of graduations, especially wale wanatoka PP1 wanaenda PP, wanatoka PP1 wanaenda PP2. And there was a lot of debate concerning hizi stories za nini, hizi stories za like, are this graduation necessary? Like, we are putting children wana graduate kwa vitu zenye hata waelewi, like mtu huyo ana graduate nini na nini, and kuna wazazi, some people are saying that they are not necessary, they are not important, which for me I also share the same sentiment. Hizi graduations za PP1 zinakuanga za nini? Okay, what are they meant to achieve? Because if people graduate, the only graduation we used to know, people used to graduate in the university. Unaona? Once you have been, you may graduate now, you've been given that power to exercise whatever you practice, to go and use it outside there to build a better society. Out of your PP1 wanaendaka kubuild a better society gani? Na hii graduation and you keep parents wanatoa do, unaweka watoto kwa jua the whole day, sijui nini na nini na nini. For me I feel like it's a money making scheme, and parents are just being used to, was the owner of these schools wanatumia kutengeneza pesa. I don't see the benefit of people. Where will you take that certificate? Unaelewa? Where will you take that certificate? At niko ndio certificate yangu ya people, and in fact those certificates are just fake. They're just things that have been printed, unaambiwa ushike, unaambiwa sijui nini na nini. So for me, I saw some people saying that, oh, we do it for the kids so that they can remember. You can remember what? What from a PP1? PP2 anakumbuka nini? Unaona? Wewe unakumbuka nini about your nursery school life? You can't remember anything about your nursery school life. Unaona? You can remember things, even the details of your primary education are very scanty. You can't even recall every detail of your primary school education. The best memories watu kumbuka rahisi are high school and the university and colleges kama ulienda. But anything before that, akunanga, it's just waste of time and waste. So these graduations nini na nini, they are unnecessary. They are a way of minting money from parents, which for me, because okay, sawa, tuseme mtoto wako hajakuja graduation, ataenda grade 1, ataenda grade 1 regardless, unaona? So it's very unnecessary, unaona? It's very unnecessary. That is for me. Anyway, so that is one thing that I picked up last week, and for this week, also last week, there was a lot of, if you've noticed, there's a lot of trend of churches now attacking the government, church leaders attacking the government, and now those ones who are affiliated to churches, to not to churches, to state house and the presidency. Some leaders are now trying to drift away. Like there's this preacher, I wouldn't like to nini, maybe I'll just put for you, let me put for you a video and
I have always been thinking that this government is a government of God.
Yeah, you've seen that video. So that video, that preacher was used to be very close to our first lady, and the first lady hata alisema like she is her spiritual mother, and alikuwa na attend your church. But apparently things have started changing, and these people who used to go to State House na wanatoka na bahasha, these church leaders, they have started to change. I think they have started to read the mood of Kenyans, and Kenyans no longer buy into. You see, the good thing with this generation, and someone was saying it, Willis was saying it, if you know Willis ule lawyer wa nini Piki Ponki, he said a very interesting thing, and I think I have that video that I'd like to play for you, what Willis was saying concerning hiyo issue ya this generation. Do I have that video? Let me see if I have that video with me. I don't think I have that video, but what Willis was saying, I'll look for that video and then I'll share it with you guys. So it's here. So this is the video. Listen, if you can listen.
The people you are killing, the Gen Zs you are killing and forcefully abducting, they have one advantage over you. They have the advantage of time and age. They'll outlive you. So it means, at the time when you exit office, Gen Zs will be the ones occupying those offices. They will deal with you. And as I've said, they have advantage of time and age. They can comfortably see you through the court and the prisons until you die. While them, they are still young and agile, serving the Republic. So be very careful. Okay. But it's not for me to advise anybody. Everybody defines their destiny. If that is your fate, that date is coming.
So you're saying the buck stops with the president, but he's been heavily silent on this?
The buck stops with him.
Okay, maybe I'll stop there. So, for those people who don't know, Gen Z is anyone who is born between 1997, who are the oldest. So anyone who is born in 1997, ukiongeza miaka yake saizi, the guy is about 20 something, almost heading to 30. So these guys are still young. So we have people who are born in 2000, in 2002, in 2003, that generation. So this generation, vile Wilson anasema, the advantage they have is that they have that time. They have that time to wait until you leave power, until you relinquish that seat, or until you hand it over to the next person. And the next person that will be there will be a president, will be a young person. That's the reality. I think that's the reality that these leaders don't want to accept. The next person who will be president after Ruto will not be an older person, will be a very young president. We're going to have a very young president, maybe a president who is 40 years, or who is maybe kama atakuwa mzee sana atakuwa 50, but we are going to have a very young president. And we don't know how these people are going to treat you now that you've been treating them badly by all these things that have been happening. We see. So these people, the church leaders and these people are wamekuwa wana observe the trend. They are realizing that these young people no longer buy into this church narrative, no longer respect these church leaders, no longer follow what these church leaders push ama Kenya wanasema. They have the mind of their own, and before you convince them and for them to follow you, you must have been, lazima uonyeshe something very extraordinary. And that's why you see people like Morara, people like Kasmuel really faced a lot of challenges, and someone like Morara is now facing a lot of challenges and a lot of attacks from the Gen Zs themselves, because they feel like you're utatubeba ufala. The fact that we have entrusted you and we are trusting you and we are following what you are saying doesn't mean that we are fools and we are going to follow everything that unasema. And that's the advantage of this generation, that they are not just going to follow you like fools. Unaona, they are going to question and interrogate everything. So these church leaders may realize, hey, if we go this direction that we've been going, we are going to lose these young people. And these are the leaders of tomorrow. And these are the people who are going to take power tomorrow. So we'd rather work with them for our own safety and maybe for the future of the church. Kwa sababu if trend ikicontinue hivi, the churches zitakuwa kama UK. There are a lot of churches but people don't go to churches. So they are looking at that risk, that if we are not going to change, then we are going to lose this generation. And they are going to move on to something else. So that was a very interesting observation, and I think it's picking up. Another thing that is still going on is Gachagwa's impeachment hearing that is still going on in courts. I don't want to talk about it because right now I think it has lost momentum and it's no longer interesting. I just try to follow some proceedings and I just realized that normal court case. I think Gachagwa's goose are cooked. Kama kuna kitu inaitwa hivyo. I think Gachagua is done and Kinjiki is going to be ataenda kuapishwa. There's nothing there. Gachagua is just wasting time and paying those lawyers for no reason. Hiyo pesa angesave. So another thing that I saw on the internet now that I was just going through TikTok, there was this video. This video of this one here.
Hapa nafasi wakasirike. Amen. Wakati hauna kitu hauoni watu wa kwenu kwako.
Yes, so Pastor Ezekiel alikuwa anasema that wakati hauna kitu hauonangi watu wa kwenyu kwako. And this is something that I felt so touched about with, kwa sababu it's something that so many people can relate, especially me. You know, when you're in that situation whereby you have no money, you can't help people, you can't support people, even your relatives or your sisters or your brothers or even your mom, you don't get calls. And okay, especially if they know you are in that situation, these people don't call you. Hawa sawa kupigiagi simu, hawa sawa kutafutangi, unaona? I say they treat you like you're done. And then the moment things start working for you, then they even don't visit you. Like unaweza kaa, hakuna mtu ana plan hata kuvisit. Like me, I used to experience something that my cousins would come, stay at your cousin's place, wakati kazini yako na wewe na kazini yako mnaishi the same place, like ukuta zenyu ni ukute na waseparate, but someone would come akuja akaikoyo kazini yako mwingine for a whole month or 2 months na amalize aende bila hata ku make sure that hata amesema hey Peter, I'm around manze, wacha nikuja hata nikusalimie, unaona? So some of those things used to be very zilikuwa zinauma, because sometimes you fail to understand, okay, utai kunitembelea for why? The fact that someone feels like maybe nyumba yako ikai kama nyumba ya huyo mwingine, he feels like sasa you're struggling, you are doing this and this. So I passed through that phase and it was very bad, and I think that thing taught me to lower my expectations. especially when I deal with people. And I realize that you are only valuable when you have something. But one of the greatest lessons for me I picked was that now I know that even if I have money, I know people that I can relate to. I know people that I can share what I have with. Kwa sababu I know if I give, they will also give back. These are people who care, who genuinely care about you. But that thing was very painful, and I realized, especially with relatives, bana, in this life manze kuwa na do, but kuwa na do, but hata ukisha kuwa na do, treat people vile pia walikutreat. If someone never used to call you, usiku utakuwa na do, wewe pia usikuwa una kierere unampigia simu. Kama kwa anakutafuta wakati uko na do, akianza kutafuta wakati uko na do, wewe pia lenga tu hiyo call vile tu alikuwa analenga. Na akisema mbona siku hizi unalenga calls, mwambie mbona kitambo wewe pia ulikuwa unalenga, you never used to call me. Wacha kila mtu aishi kwa lane yake, because it's very painful that people only look for you when they feel like there's something they can tap from you. If there's nothing they can tap, they ignore you completely. Unaona? So that was a very big lesson. Another thing that I saw while just going through the internet was the issue ya nini. Kuna hii ngoma yani imetoka mpya and people are really doing challenge. Watu wanaifanyia challenge, watu wana dance, watu wanafanya some crazy stuff. But what I picked from all that drama, from all that challenge and everything, is that I've seen people really wanaleta watoto sana kwa hizi ngoma. Kids that are below 10 years, kids that are below even as less as 5 years into some of these challenges. Unaelewa? I have no problem with kids dancing. Unaelewa? I'm just concerned with the kind of parenting we are giving our kids. Okay, me, I have kids myself, but there's some things I think exposing your kids to internet, and if you can go to the comment section to some of those videos and see some of those things that people are posting, are commenting, just shows you how rotten our society is. But the problem is not those kids, the problem are those parents. Both of them wanasema ati they are nurturing talent. What talent are you nurturing? Hakuna talent pale. Pale you can see kids that are struggling to please their parents or to please whoever is telling them to do whatever they are doing. Those are kids who are literally struggling. I'm putting the videos here. I can't put the sound because of the copyright. I can get a copyright strike or sound something. So I'm just putting the video. You just see some of those things that these kids are doing. These kids are struggling. You are forcing them to participate. Let's kids, me I usually say one thing. Let's kids be. Wacha watoto wako watoto. Wacheni watoto wako watoto. Me I have kids. I'll let my kids be kids. I'll never expose my kids to the internet until they reach to a certain age whereby they are now adults, they can make decisions on their own. Unaelewa? Hii mambo unachukua mtoto ako nini, unamvalisha kitu yenye hata tumbo iko wazi, and then you are forcing him to do some very things, and then anaimba vitu kama kifo cha mende. Like, we are sexualizing these kids, we are sexualizing their moves, and then we find it okay, and then you see some of these parents defending some of these things. It's okay. No one can lecture you on how to raise your kids, but ask yourself, you might end up that you think you are doing the right thing, but maybe you are spoiling, unaharibu mtoto wako, and then 2 3 4 years again, 4 years, no, not even 10 years later ama 15 years later, wewe mwenyewe ndo utakuwa unatukomplainia ati mtoto wangu amegeuka, amekuwa ho, she's uncontrollable, haizi fanya nini, siwezi mwambia kitu. Those you have nini, the fruits of vitu zenye ulipanda. So my point is, let's be very careful what we are sharing outside there. Let's protect our kids. Let's keep tuweke watoto wetu out of these challenges. Wacha watoto wako watoto. Wacha watoto wajibambe. Wacha watoto wacheze na watoto wenzao. The way we were kids, we used to play with our fellow kids. Hatukuwa tunaona ati nini na nini. Maybe because of the internet and nini, imefanya watu hii no longer play outside nini na nini. But wacha watoto wako watoto. Stop pushing things. Wacha kusukuma watoto waanze kufanya vitu za watu wakubwa. Because mtoto kama huyu akishasikiza hii kitu, is some of these challenges, alafu azisikie for a long time, by the time anafika 12 years, mtoto atakuwa na boyfriend, atakuwa anajua sex nini. By the time ako 13 years, amekuwa sexually active. Ukishakuwa sexually active at 13 years, huyu mtu by the time atafika 30 atakuwa anakaaje? Unaona? So this appeal to all parents. It's okay, you do whatever you want with your kids. Mtoto ni wako. But at the end of the day, remember, everything has consequences. And someday you'll sit back and watch those videos and you'll be very, because you think, and sorry to say this, some of you parents are doing these things because you want to trend. And that's why you are taking your kids mnaweka kwa hizi video, because simply you want to trend. Unaona, you know very well that nikichukua mtoto wangu nimweke kwa hii challenge na tufanye na yeye na ni shoot na ni post, I'm going to trend, many people are going to watch me, many people are nini. So you are forcing issues through your kids. Unataka watu wakujue through mtoi who is very innocent, who doesn't know anything about hizo zote za unamwambia. He or she anafuata tu instructions zako, and then later utaona. And then to pia ask yourself, some of these kids, what benefits have you gained from just getting views and likes and everything? Hawajapata do, hawajapata endorsements, hawajapata nini. Inamaanisha no one relates to these things. Any serious parent, any serious organization wouldn't want, kuna watu wenye hawazitaka kuguza, because they understand that some of these things are not right. Unaona? So guys, thank you so much. I think just one more thing. There's a video here I wanted to play before I close, and it was very interesting. This one.
Mimi anasemanga heri nikuwe na baba mlevi mwenye nitaendea kumchukua kwa mtaro na mleta home kuliko kukosa dad in the picture. That thing will fuck up your mind. Na ndio inakuja kufuck up our ladies. Unakosa a dad to an extent, and I always say this, you miss a dad in your life as a lady. You fall in love with the wrong men.
Thank you.
You mistake kindness for love.
That lady is saying that afadhali akuwe na dad mwenye ni mlevi anamdraga anamleta kwa nyumba rather than aishi bila baba. I think this is something that many people ignore, but the presence of a father in your life, in your growing up, it's very important. A father figure is very important. I understand that there are some men who have abandoned their responsibilities. It's okay, let's not talk about such kind of men. I'm going to emphasize on the importance of having a father figure in the life of your children, you as a mother, ama in the life of those children. These things, there are some things ukiwa na baba, these things are to you grow. Kwa sababu the first point of contact that they interact with a man for a girl ni baba yake. And you find that wale watoto wenye wamelelewa na baba yao na mama yao pamoja, they measure their parents, they measure the kind of man they want using their father. If their father was a good man, utapata like them anasema mimi nataka mwanaume mwenye alikuwa kama baba yangu vile alikuwa na treat mama yangu. If your dad was a bad man, was a violent, ni utapata them anasema mimi sitaki mwanaume mwenye ni violent. Unaelewa? Ama mimi sitaki marriage because mimi whatever the things I saw my mom go through inanifanya niogope kusettle na mwanaume or kutrust mwanaume or kukuwa na mwanaume. So such things, a father figure in the life of your daughter or your son is very important. Those things, and for a man, kijana kigrow anataka kuona baba yake, the masculine energy in that house makes the man, huyo kijana hata kigrow ana grow that mimi kama mwanaume, this is how I should behave, this is how I should handle women, this is how I should handle ladies and nini, because ana learn things from baba yake. So having a father figure in the life of your child, it's very very important. Most of you mnasemanga, oh me I don't care, I can raise my kids. Yes, you will raise them, because at the end of the day, even if you don't raise them, if the man goes and you go, these kids will grow. Even if you die today and the man dies today, watoto watagrow, whether they'll go whether watagrow kwa street, whether watagrow in an orphanage, whether watagrow through some guardian, or watagrow in the hands of relatives, they will grow. At one point they'll be adults na watagrow. So don't take that thing as ati oh mimi nitalea watoto wangu nini na nini. It's not a big thing. Whether you are there or not, these kids will grow. They might grow struggling, but watagrow. So don't, if the man, and this is to the ladies, ikawa come say anataka, if a man is willing to be present kwa life ya watoto wake, unaona, I don't see why you shouldn't give him that chance, unless there's something about that man that make you feel like this man akiwa around watoi wangu, I don't think watoi wangu watagrow vizuri, watasumbuka. Maybe the man is a narcissist, maybe ni violent, maybe okay, that's a special case. Hiyo unaweza sema no, you keep off. But if a man is good and maybe just the relationship between where na yeye didn't work out, but he's good with the kids, he want to be there with the kids, usi as a lady don't deny him that chance, kwa sababu when these kids watagrow, watakuwa wakubwa, there are some things utapata there are some characters watakuwa nayo, there are some things watakuwa nayo yenye wewe kama mama yao you will not be able to cure wakishakuwa wakubwa, especially kama ni mwanaume. Akishakuwa mwanaume, there are some things you can't cure, unaona, at that point. But when he was growing up, kama babake angekuwa karibu, there are some things angecure. Atakuwa anaona huyu kijana wangu kuna vile ana behave in a particular way, anamuita, anamwambia no, don't behave in a particular way, usibehave hivi as a man. Hizi ndo characters za unafaa kuwa nazo, nini. So I saw that video and I felt like it's very interesting that these are some of the things that as ladies, I know most, and the problem that ladies make, especially wale wenye wameachana na baby daddies wao, is that you attach, unachukuangea hasira unaiweka kwa mtoto as a way of thinking that you are punishing the man. Instead you are punishing yourself and you are unaharibu future huo mtoto. He might end up, utasema we've seen single mothers wenye watoto wamekuwa lawyer. Sawa, watakuwa lawyer, watakuwa doctors, watakuwa whatever it is. But there's life after the profession. There's life after nini. Of course there are some kids when you grow up to they have been raised by single mothers and grow up to be responsible people in the society. But there are majority grow up to be, unapata mwanaume haizi kuwa na familia. He doesn't know how to handle women. He doesn't know how to resolve issues. He doesn't know how to be a man. He doesn't know how to be there emotionally for the family and kwa mtoto wake, na kama ameoa, kama kuna bibi. And at the end of the day wana end up kama baba yake vile the way that baba yake alikuwa deadbeat, yeye pia ana end up kwa deadbeat, and the chain continues. And in the next like 10-50 years you cannot even trace your lineage. Those kids cannot trace their lineage to anybody. And that's how we that's how we raise a broken society. And that's how we end up with a society that has no morals, has no anything. Like watu wanaishi tu bora wameishi. Bora you can breathe, you can eat, you are okay. Anyway guys, that was I don't have much to say, and I'm really looking forward to my next guest, and I'm hoping that I'm going to have a guest soon here. Tukae chini tupige story mingi. So don't msishangae. Continue subscribing, continue following this platform, continue making sure that you walk with me through this journey. I told you that this platform, we are building it for the future, not for now, not for tomorrow. So we are taking each step pole pole at a time, and we know that we will grow. We know that one day we will reach those 100k subscribers. We are going to reach those, we are going to hit those views. So just walk with us, make sure you subscribe, make sure you stick with us until the end. There's just something interesting before I close I wanted to share with you. There's this guy on a freestyle. I don't know who he is, but I just saw this video and it was very interesting. So I'm just going to leave you with this freestyle from this guy, from this artist. Kama unamjua, make sure umeenda kwa platform yake, umesubscribe. He's a very, I like freestylers. So he's a good freestyler and ilinibamba. So till next time, make sure you subscribe, manze. Subscribe. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave with this video. Ikisha, we are done. Baadaye.
Niko on sijados tangu jana, lafu niko njaa sijadish tangu jana. Kuna dem tunatongozana, juzi amenihug nimesmile tangu jana. Lakini namtext a reply tangu jana. Kazi ni mahei na mahai tangu jana. So niko heartbroken tangu jana. Nakujia stress nimeban tangu jana. Bro alikuwa tumedo mchana, lakini hapatikani ni mteja tangu jana. Fununu zinasema ako sell tangu jana, nashindwa nifanye nini na call mavijana. So niko na busy ja sell tangu jana. Option ni moja, lazima tutachanga, lakini juu chini nina so tangu jana. Na kwa hiyo so tunachwania matanga, kati ya makanga linibeba tangu jana. Milango walifunga tumekam kufungua, lyrically hot unaweza dhani naungua. Kila kona ni kitani mademu wakishua. Swahili uko handsome manze unazingua. Niko na six pack limekosa nikifua. Unaweza shika but don't kamata. Mtaani wao niita avatar, yani the last day ya bend. Ukipenda body bender na tumebidanile.